All right, ready. I thought I would make a video on a knife that I've been eagerly awaiting its arrival. I talked about this in my last knife video. I was a little reluctant to get into the higher end knives because it's a lot of money for a knife when I already have a ton of knives, but I can see how people get addicted to knives. So I decided to get a Reeves knife. I went with the small Inkosi with the Insingo blade style, just the basic titanium body. It's the S35 VN steel, but I mean, it's still a super expensive knife. I'm used to spending, you know, I can't even say a third of that, less than a third on most of my knives, but I mentioned in my last video I did feel like I got a good deal on it. I bought it used but in brand new condition off of eBay, and I paid $300 for it with free shipping. I knew it would probably be a small knife, especially with my big oven mitts, but I do have a lot of small knives and they have their purpose in my carry. I do have some bigger knives, but you know, I like them both, and I didn't want to spend $600 on a slightly bigger knife if I wasn't going to like it. So I finally got it in the mail a couple days ago, and I just wanted to give you my opinion of the knife. But before I get there, this is the Inkosi Insingo. Inkosi Insingo. So the Inkosi is the style knife, and then the blade style is the Insingo. So that is the knife in my hands. I did immediately, I put the leather lanyard on it with and I did order before I got the bead, before I got the knife, I ordered a gray titanium bead for it, which I think looks pretty good on there. And it actually gives me something to hold with my pinky, and it being leather, it's pretty rigid, so easy to grab it. So yeah, I mean, it's a small knife, but if you compare it to the Civivi Elemento, the Civivi's, you know, it's a good half-inch longer, but you know, not a huge difference between the two. I mean, huge difference in price, but it's still an adequate knife. I'll get a lot of use out of it. Obviously, I'm not telling you this if you're watching my knife videos. You already know about knives, but it is a very well-made knife. The titanium is actually pretty light. I was expecting to be a lot heavier than this since it's all metal knife. I mean, there's no scales or anything on it, so it's literally all metal. But, you know, when I weigh it between the Civivi, which is a bigger knife, not a lot of difference in weight. But people talk about just how well these knives are made, and now I can see why. It's got awesome lockup as it should. If you can see that, you can see where it locks up. You know, it locks up about halfway through the blade. And it is right out of the box. It's very well centered in the frame, and I can't say enough about this clip. That is a strong clip, and I do like that the Inkosi, I like that the clip is kind of angled away from your hand. I forget what the other style knife it was that came before this, but I didn't like the way the clip was situated on the knife. But yeah, I like everything about this thing. I really like the jimping on the blade. I just like that blade style. Don't really have any other blades, I mean, a regular drop point, I guess, is similar to the Insingo, but just adds a little flair to it. I like the little dimple at the top. I'm sure it's just decorative, doesn't really serve any purpose. But feels good in my hand. People describe it as like a hydraulic feeling on the action, and I haven't done anything with it, and it came right out of the box pretty smooth. I do like I mean, it closes easy. It does have enough stud on the blade to get my thumb in there and open it. You know, people probably kill me when I say this, but I would love for this knife to be a flipper. That would be really cool if this knife was a flipper. But I can see, I mean, some people just aren't into that. I don't know enough about the maker of the knife to know why it's just a regular folder. But yeah, I've been waiting on getting this knife for a while, and I'm not disappointed. Just overbuilt knife, and super sharp right out of the box, like razor sharp. You gotta be careful not to cut your finger off of this thing. But again, just another look at it. I really like putting the leather on it with the titanium bead, and I did my snake knot. But just give you some comparisons if you have not bought one of these. Another one of my favorite knives, the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 with the copper scales. There's that knife, and then you compare it to this little guy. Definitely a lot smaller than this guy. So yeah, I would like to have this in about this size, and you know, now that I know that I like this knife, I might buy the bigger version. And then here it is compared to another one of my favorite knives. This is my Emerson. This is, which one is this? The Horseman. So this is the Horseman. So just to give you an idea how much bigger it is. So there you go. The Emerson knives, I do believe they use a titanium liner with theirs, and has a stone washed drop point style blade on it. I did put the little 45 thumb stud on it, give it a little character. It's got nice G10 scales. I've gone over this knife before. It's just a workhorse. I beat the hell out of this knife, but I use it. I carry it all the time. So yeah, that's the comparison between those commonly known knives and this little guy. So I have been carrying it since I got it, and I've been playing with it. It does have a very smooth action on it. I haven't had to loosen it up at all. It's right out of the box, very fidgety, and just looks great. I love the titanium. I love that gray, just stonewashed look to it. And I lucked out that the bead does kind of go along with it, pretty much the exact same color. But yeah, I'll use it, and maybe I'll make another video in a couple months on how well it holds up. This is not going to be a safe queen. I use all my knives. I expect them to get beat up. I don't care if they stay pretty. I like to show the wear on them. I'll be interested to see how this knife wears in. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Later.